I guess part 2 of the video, I'm going to show you how I got the 928 hatch to lock and stay locked. Alright, so here's the new upper latch piece that I got from 928 to Russ, supposedly out of stainless steel versus the weak cast one. Mine's actually had a blowout, missing a piece on the side. So matches up pretty well overall. Looks really nicely done. It was had a pretty heavy coat of paint on it. It is a little bit magnetic, I can feel. Not enough to lift it up. So it is probably stainless, but not super high grade of stainless. I was able to press fit in pretty easily the new tang here for the latch, not without a little trouble. The side here was way too thick, and this was dragging, the pawl was dragging on there. So you see I've got a little bit of blue dye come on there now. I had to do a lot of dremeling in here. You can see everything that's where the paint is gone, in order to get this to go in and not bind up. It was binding up right there where the little duck head is rubbing. And that's an important piece there. That's actually the lock channel lever rubs against to detach the latch. So you can see I had to do a lot of scraping here. You can see there's still a couple of high spots. But a little Dremel, a little bit of time, I was able to get it so it's working pretty clear now. So I'm not sure why that is. You know, maybe these holes are off a little bit and this is at an angle. I did sand down this a little bit, but you don't want to really weaken this. I think it's nylon. Because you want to maintain as much meat on there as you can. This is the old pin spring and pawl that I had on the car. It was in good shape, so I didn't replace it. I don't know if the aftermarket ones that you buy from these guys or others are a little different, that maybe that wouldn't rub. But you know, typical with aftermarket parts, you do have to do a little fitting to get them to work. So that's ready to go in the car. I also bought the insert piece. This is a really nice piece. It's pretty soft. I don't know the material, pretty soft, rubbery. Fits perfectly. You just, to get it in there, you have to really push this down hard. I pushed it down and I jammed in this little spatula thing in between to hold it down while I was able to fit that in, and that just press fits in. So this is ready to go back in the car. This is ready to go back in the, well, actually I have to assemble the lock cylinder, and I still have to weld that captive nut back in to get that to tighten up. All right, so here I've got the latch assembled with the key, and I have to find a little set screw. The housing is threaded for a small screw. Don't ask me what pitch it is, but I found one small enough to fit and long enough just to lock the lock cylinder in. And here's got it lubricated up. So that's plenty of clearance there. And then that's the lock activation, deactivation. Alarm. Deactivation, and like that. So that's all working good. I've got to put the rest of the housing stuff together, and should go in the car. All right, it's all back together now, including the pieces for the alarm. This little cover piece does not fit as tight as the other one does, or is like neatly flush. I find if I over tighten these screws a little bit, it binds a little bit when I unlock it. I cleaned out some more of the heavy paint coating on the inside here. I think that's probably part of that. So I may play around with it a little bit more, but for now it does work pretty well. That's the alarm on off. And then with the new receiver that goes into the car, sorry, this is hard to do when it's like this, but there we go. Clip together, it's a good fit. This is of course the release with the internal motor and this little cam here. So when I pull on that, releases. So that mechanism is not bad. Ready to go. All right, does it work with the key? Yes, it does. And does it work with the hatch release? Yes, it does.